I didn't hear you flash. Did you flash? Yeah. What were you doing? You're doing poo poo? Hmm? Did you flash? Flash.
Next year n'abazungu bagasponsor. This year campaign niposha bonse. This year mafans nikula konse. This time muntu ataniroke. This time around kamwali sote. This time jambo muntu wadonse. This time ni bom niposha bonse. This year is my year funzani Diego. Track yapita pano ni sebo. Ndinenganga yawo leka nibajuwe nembo. Heads in the movie nielepo. Mistakes inifuna pwete new year. Ngatulipe ngani nikuuza good day. Ningaliko undercover ni last year. Sinifunu ngala ngati uja booth. Sinifuna po makamba this year. Nipo mozani kamba this year. Nifunu wapanga mamba this year. Wilapo na mazamba this year.
Mama, that was Keith Malevu. Old songs, old songs, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting songs from the motherland. That was called music back in the days. It was real good music. Welcome, Bachitumba. How are you this afternoon? Nachimela timwana mushire poloni tabula isawel palai. Mushire poloni.
Thank you. How are you, everyone? She wants to be with Daddy.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. How old is she?
She's 2 years, 4 months.
Oh yeah. You could have attachment in that time, yeah. Oh man.
Yes.
It's good. No, it's good. It's good. You know, it's very, very good. Yeah. My boy, I miss my boy. Him is now 8 years old. So nakumwewa fetike kalo kukatambira TV ku room yimbi. Yeah. But those days Charlie no.
Nishaya.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, have you been there?
Family that side.
Here, we're all good. We're all fine. To feel we know, everybody's fine. Today it's a little bit chilly. I think I don't know whether it's going to rain or what. Weather you never know whether it's going to rain, whether there's going to be, you can have all the seasons in one day. Yeah. So you can have all the, so you never know. Like
throughout the year.
Yeah. So like because in Navaku Kunagra region, so it's near the escarpment. So Iringi, the weather is on average it's actually good compared with other parts. Kunanikani ku Canada. Kombe kwa litara retecho kwa no kuya kuikara. So kuna kwali wako wino, but wino
That's
wanga yena
nice.
is still cold. Eh, it's still cold, It's still very, very cold. That's the thing. It's still very cold. Yeah. So yeah, we can start, and then the other gentlemen will join us. It's just me and you for now, and we can start. And then I think maybe we can
Yes.
just start by. Go ahead.
What is Wachandakazia?
It's coming. It's coming. He can never miss on these things. This is what he likes. He likes these kind of things.
Okay.
So yeah, so we can just start by just a simple a topic. I don't know if you saw it on the news. It was trending of a young boy who graduated from UNZA. Coming from a humble background. The boy, the mother used to like just very very poor. And then he graduated, and it was everybody. First, some people started making fun of them. And then all of a sudden, people started, helping the boy, stuff like that. I saw, Mark also went to, help him out and stuff like that. I was like, oh wow, the boy persisted, despite, coming from, a humble background, And so he persisted, and he graduated, So everything is possible, just like the HH story. I don't know. Did you see that one?
Yeah, actually, I saw it, but I didn't pay much attention. I was thinking maybe people are just making fun of it.
Uh,
Excuse me. Yes. So until I think when I just read, then I said, this is what is happening. Yeah.
mhm,
So I think that is a lesson. I think to almost everyone. Yes,
mhm.
what is important in life, you have to be determined, you have to be focused and know what
Mhm.
you want in life.
That's
So
true.
there's nothing which is impossible. Everything is
Mhm,
possible. It's how the effort that you are putting to it, then the
mhm.
result will come in. Yes. I think also it's well done, and congratulations to the family, the mother, and also the same boy. I think he really worked hard. I think those are the people that we need. They need a lot of support. Yeah,
That's
they've
true.
gone through a lot. I think they need help at a certain level. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
think
it.
it's also in connection when we say free education. I think, yes, I know others, they can say no, free education is bad, but it's good somehow. There are such people like him that go through hard life. Yeah,
Mhm,
so through free education, it's help. At least someone can get something and get
mhm,
somewhere there in life. Yeah, it's a very good
mhm,
one. I think it's a motivation to most of all of us that you just give up. You see other people, they're going to just, maybe if it's just an adult, is going to complain to say, no, me, I don't have parents, I don't have voice,
mhm,
so that's why I'm doing this. But I think that is a
mhm,
lesson that we can learn. We can pick
mhm.
something from him.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
very true. That is very true. And sometimes you may just look at you know um people who are like privileged, people who come from nice homes, nice backgrounds. They go to expensive private schools. They don't even really pay attention to school. You find like they just mess around at school and stuff like that. But they've got everything. They've got everything. Their parents have got money. They go in there. They drive them to school. They've got a personal driver. But when it comes to achieving, it's a big problem. To some, not all of them, but most of the people that are coming from those kind of backgrounds, that's what happens. So I'm like, oh my God, somebody like him, young guy, the mother, she's struggling, it's like, oh my God, it's an inspiration, at least for a lot of people. They should at least take a leaf, especially as Zambians. We should actually take a leaf and learn something. Especially our children. Let's not spoil them too much. Let's teach them how to become men. Let them go out there and grab the opportunities instead of fintu bale kupera for silver plate. That's the thing. So yeah. So I just thought of starting that as a nice breaker, and then I don't know. Did you watch what was happening with the permanent secretary, PS Nicholas?
No, no, I didn't watch that one, but I think I saw it on the is it Ken Dumbo's page, but I didn't watch it. So yeah, but I can remember. I think the time was like promising to say he's going to deliver ambulance on this day. If
Yeah,
not, then I'll do something like that. Yes.
yeah. He promised to resign. He said, "Oh no, I'm going to resign. I'm going to resign." And then after some time, he said, "No, I'm not going to resign." But I mean, who wants to resign anyway? Who would want to resign? I mean, if it's not his fault, it's not like it's him, personally bringing those items. I mean, there are a lot of people, I'm sure, in the channels of where they're buying those things from, who's transporting it, stuff like that. I mean, certain things are, it cannot be, under your control. And so, who knows? Who
Yes,
knows?
exactly. Exactly. Because even before election, is it 2020, 2021 election? I think a lot of people, I think, promised a lot something to say, no, if the UPND win, I will do ABCD, I will leave this country. But they've never done that. So, yeah, we can say whatever, but it's not a person that is a government program. So I think everything is lined through government channel. So for the drainment, it's not for him. We can't control everything. Yes. What is important is to have those ambulances come in Zambia and start working.
Yeah, sorry, I was just talking to Magazia. I was just talking to
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it was. He thinks it's tomorrow. I'm like, it's not tomorrow. It's today. Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, promises, promises, promises. You never know. I mean, these government officials, they want to come and they promise, and who knows? But hopefully they distribute those ambulances as soon as possible because they obviously needed. Everywhere. They're needed in most places. And of course, Zambians need to benefit from CDF, and it'll be good for him. Actually, I don't think he would do something deliberate, just to delay a program. So yeah. So one other big issue: HH is a big farmer.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is a big farmer. I was well. I'm not surprised, but we knew that he's a rancher. He's got a lot of animals, and even in the past, the previous government used to like send helicopters just to watch his farm. Say, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? But you can show that this guy is humble. The wife is also humble.
Yes.
Something that a lot of us Zambians need to at least emulate. Especially if a leader can do that. What about the followers? I mean, you have to lead by example. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you feel, what you think about the him displaying his farming skills.
Yes, I think that is a welcome move. That is a welcome move. Especially as a president, I think when you're saying all of us, let's go and plant at least a 1 acre. So you can't be encouraging others minus you doing it. Then, which means you're not a good example.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, same as a parent at home. You are telling your children to say, don't drink beer is bad, but you are coming drunk. So
Mm,
what
mm,
examples are they getting? They'll say,
mm,
but why you come drunk every day?
mm,
Then you are telling
mm,
that beer is bad. How come? How bad is it? But you drink every day.
mm, mm.
Yes.
That's it.
So that is a welcome. I think it's motivation to
Mm,
all of us. And that
mm,
is an
mm.
example as a president.
Yes.
Yeah, so all of
Yes.
us we have to go in that way. We have to follow the same way
Mm,
as farmers than
mm.
just talking, complaining. But do you have something at the
Yeah.
back of that kind of your ad, your
Mm,
yard?
mm,
No. So let's go and plan so that we can harvest, so that we stop complaining. So that is an
mm,
example, that is a welcome move. Then we just
mm,
talking. No, we are going to want to divert from dependence of copper into agriculture, but
mm,
that's why me last time I argued. All those
mm,
it should be. I think we have to put it in a constitution. Everyone as a minister,
mm,
you need to have a farm. Member of
mm,
parliament, you need to have a farm so
mm,
that we reduce these issues of dependence of no meal.
mm.
The price of meal is high and ABCD.
Yeah.
But we have a plenty of land. It's just we're not doing anything, but we are just
Mm,
complaining. So that is a
mm.
welcome move, and that is a good example for all of us. I think we can learn something from there than just sitting as a president. You are encouraging others, but you are not doing it. So that is a good move. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. I know, I agree with you. 100% agree with you because we all want to just we're used actually from the previous governments. It's always been when prices of one commodity goes up, the first thing they'll say is, oh, what you call it, subsidize, subsidize. Look, subsidizing is, yes, it's good for a short period of time, but it's not a long-term solution. So when people they say, "Oh, can you subsidize the now?" Just subsidize. The current government was saying that, however, that subsidize to ways and means in which to make so that it's going to be a long-term plan where abantu zona bakatampa enjoy. And they put measures, fertilizer plants. Right now, as we are seeing, they said everyone go and till the land. Quite of what land last week. Go and till the land, and he showed by example to say, okay, because people will say that okay, they land they can in Milanga. No, they can also farm. So if he can do it, then you and me can do it. Then everybody can do it. But of course, we're saying not everybody can be a farmer, but at least try to even a vegetable garden pangan. Tomato wabiara. Instead of you going spending money on vegetables, you can, plant that and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, it's wild, and that to be honest, it was one of the interesting thing, that happened, and people were so shocked to say, oh wow, the president is actually he's and I was hearing who's this Emmanuel Mwamba. He's saying that, oh, ZRA, can you please go and check on him? Hopefully he's paying taxes, because he's got an auction for he's got an auction, I think tomorrow. Tomorrow he's got an auction. And so Emmanuel Mwamba is busy going there to say, no. Why is he selling cattle? Make sure that he pays the taxes. I'm like, look, there isn't a law in Zambia that applies to actually animals for them to be taxed. Takwaba. Abantu bashitisha fe ngombe. You want to buy an animal, waya washita chapa tapaba tax. There's no ZRA. So, but coming from leaders what vena, prape no refu abifiko shefi. Instead ukulanda katawe mune walibomba. This thing is good. We are showing us that you're a true leader. You're a true leader. What about you, Mr. Mwamba? Can you show us your little farm where you're farming and show us that say, oh, no. even me, I've got a small little farm. This is what I do for myself and my family, other than condemning each and everything. And so yeah, so that's where we are.
Yes, I saw that comment, and also there's another one. No? I think they said to say, he said he's harvesting this maize this time around. Yo amatabatala uma enanishe avyerezisa yabufyayo. So I said, but me, I think I listened to him when we were saying there's a center pivot there. Then someone comes and put no, you have fear there. Him was even stuck in there. No, never bother Peter.
irrigation even. There's irrigation. I don't know if the Katuishinga Tava is what irrigation. And what the president is saying is that we need to be all year round for maize, to grow maize. After rainy season. No. It should be all year round. So I don't know why he's confused or why he's saying that if you have, it can never be everything is legit. That's a legit, a legit, what you call it? It's a legit operation. The farms are real, everything is real. Matava is real. The party fake. That is how you can fake something like that when the cameras were there to show you everything. Sure. Some of these leaders, I mean, I'd say they leave much to be desired, if you ask me. So now, are you ready to go into the discussion of the day? The Constitution.
Yes. That's I need Makazia. I don't know the time of joining.
Even me, like this guy, I don't know. I think it's I don't know where he is, so I'm trying to reach him now. But we can start. Let me try to reach him.
We need his views so that we listen.
Which is good, yes, which is good. We need to listen to his views on that one, because sometimes they just speak, and whatever they say is sometimes misleading, very misleading. So maybe we can start while I think they want the link here. I want to send them this link to them. So first of all, overall, the whole thing, the complaint, I think the most common complaint we're hearing is nobody was consulted, and why now? It was done in a hurry, and why? We're trying to perpetrate to make sure that the president, becomes the president for life, which I don't even see. I was just seeing it right now. I was reading it. I was like, just start on that while I contact Wakazia.
Okay. Yeah, so actually, I've been following this debate. I think since there was a proposal of these amendments, and there was a lot of debate which came in. Others they say no, they want to increase the presidential term. No, they want to do A, B, C, D. I think also, is it today also I was listening, I think, to the debate of, is it the lawyer, which is this one, Zimba and Zaza.
And Zaza, yeah.
Yes, I was listening to that debate. And also, I think also the time the Minister of Justice, I think, was announcing, they announced the roadmap. I think the guidance was given there. Yes. Until it was gazetted now it's a bill now which is supposed to be taken to Parliament for further scrutiny. Yes. So I don't know the problem that we have as Zambians. I don't know. Sometimes I do fail to understand. First of all, maybe we go back to butane. Today, I think the loudest it's the PF. That is the loudest today. So for them, if they say there was no consultation, because they've changed now from what they are saying at first to say no, they want to increase this, they want to do ABCD, all those things. Now they stop. Now they came in now today to bring issues of no, there was no proper consultation. So now during the PF, whom do they consult? And those what they brought into butane, they got from where? Yes, because when we fall, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if we really understand, because those are the issues now which is going loud. No, there's no proper conversation. Why are we in a hurry to amend this? No, why we have issues of road shedding? You know, Tim, Zambia is not Zambia. Zambia is a country and it's lined by. We have a constitution, and that constitution we have the arms of government. And these arms of government, they operate at the same time. There's nothing I know. This arm of government is going to be on standby until we deal with this arm of government. That's when we're going to start with this. No, it doesn't work like that. So we can't say because of road shedding, so we can't do the amendments. First of all, let's tackle the issues of road shedding. No, that is not what is provided in the Constitution. Everything is lined by the Constitution. When you go back according to the Constitution that we have, I think when it says we have to do the delimitation after 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
That is what that is what is in the Constitution. So is it 10 years now or not? If it's yes, are we in the right time to do the delimitation? If it's 10 years, the answer is yes. So are you going to put on pause to say, first of all, let's deal with road shedding, then we come and tackle this? And then now, the issue that they are saying now is, no, they didn't consult anyone. They just, the government just brought these issues and they want to pose on us. So now, according to the Constitution, we can't gather the entire Zambia to come at one place and start asking them. No, it's not possible, and it can't work like that. Yes. So we have those commissioners that it was done. We have Mvunga's commissioner, Manakato, and those things. What are the purpose of doing that? Yeah, so which means there's something which was gathered there, which is, I think, supposed to be put in the Constitution. So even PF, they went to those same commissioners, Mvunga's commissioner, Manakato commissioner, to go and get, and to say, let's amend using this commission, which means that is a consultation which was done. So which another consultation do we need again? We start form another commissions to go and consult. We need to amend the Constitution. No. We've already done. So just to go and pick, and looking at the current Constitution, I think this clause is not okay. We have to do ABCD. So we have to go back and say, okay, what do people submitted? They submitted this and this and this and this. And then now, these issues of debate to say, no, this is not good, there's no whatever. Submission is still going. I think the Minister of Justice, I think a post to say, we are receiving the submissions. Why are we not submitting? That is another issue. And then now, people they are saying to say, people they don't want this amendment. So for them to that, which meetings or any gathering that they had to ask the people to say, and then the people they responded to say, we don't want this.
Exactly.
That is another question. So where are they getting from? So if me, for example, I don't want it, it's not mean that everyone don't want. No. There are people who are saying, yes, we want this. And then now we have a member of parliament, because we can't go around the country to say, no, let's consult. No, we have member of parliament, and these constituencies we have offices where these MPs report when they come to the constituents, and there are people who are working there. So it's up to me to go to the same offices and submit what I want. If I say no, we said people, this is what they brought. So now I want to ask the opposition to bring those reports from the constituencies, that there is a way to say, people, this we received so this constitution. For example, we are 30 people in this constitution, so we receive the submission, and this is the report. They are not doing that. They are just saying, no, we don't want this. There's no proper consultation. There's no what. This issue to go to parliament. They can go, the same member of parliament, they can go and submit. I think in this, we don't want this, let's do this and this, and they submit. It's still time, but the problem want to bring what? Politics and debate, where it's not even necessary. Thank you.
No, that's very true. I agree with you, because, Amana and Kade, like you said, they always used to be, the government of the day decided to say, look, we're not going to create another a reform or memorandum, just to go out and, people to see it, and then they start, be paid a lot of money. It was so costly for the government. So they said, look, if we have all these past, the Mvunga, all these other past where we can draw from, why not? Let's draw from all these, add what we feel can be added, and then consult. And then it is actually well documented to say, look, people started when the former Justice Minister Aimbe was still there. People started bringing out their submissions, and then I think the first were Law Association of Zambia. They went there, they submitted, they said, these are the issues, these are the teething issues that we need to look at, which is the same things that are in the amendment bill, or gazette, where we're talking about mixed member representation, where we have, women, the youth, and the disabled. And as a matter of fact, it was also part of Bill 10. So this was also part of Bill 10. The same thing. So Bill 10 had small little things that were good. So those are the things that were good that have incorporated into this one, into the Bill 7. But everybody is saying, no, it's bad. But when we ask the opposition to say, what is bad with the current proposal? They're failing to point out, to say, oh, this one is bad because this one is that. All they are saying is that things that are not even in the bill itself. They're just imagining, oh, it's going to be, the HH will become president for life. Oh, but where is it? Can you show us where it says that? They're failing to answer. So everybody will be, it's not everyone, the government cannot come and knock on each and every door to say, oh, we want your views on these things. No, they'll just take a sample of individuals here, CSOs, the lawyers, private people, the clergy. They get that information because they represent, a larger group. So they get that information, and then they make the Bill 7. So really, there's nothing wrong with the Bill 7. All in all, if we look at it, there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that is people don't want is that they think they don't want it to succeed because it's going to iron out certain issues, certain loopholes that the previous PF government wanted to move forward within the Bill 10. So it's going to block all those little things, So this is a good progressive bill with everybody consulted. Not everybody can be consulted. And let not the people of Zambia be misled or cheated and say, oh no, people needed to be, but it's not everyone. You can just take a sample, your minister, your MP, He represents you. Okay, so you can not everybody will be consulted, but they were consulted. So everybody else was consulted, but not everyone. So it's not something that just came out from the blue. There were people who were consulted. They got the sample. They created the Bill 7. Now it's presented for you and me to debate. Where is it wrong? Can somebody just say, no, here it's wrong, here it's right, here it's wrong, here it's right? I think those are the issues I think need to be discussed or debated on, other than things that are not even in the actual bill. You know? Yeah. Mr. Mutumba. Are you there?
Yes, but the line is breaking.
Oh, the line is breaking?
Yes, I don't know if I think it should be network issues.
Oh, on your end? Yeah, it looks like they're having your daughter is having a good time. Hello? Yeah, so yeah, in any case, so like I was saying, like Bill 7 is something that we need to look at, and it's an amazing bill, progressing bill with the progressive clauses that are going to benefit the Zambian people, and I think we'll get into this one, if they decide to come, all these other gentlemen, but we saw the relaunch of Lubambe Mine. So Lubambe Mine, ladies and gentlemen, just was launched yesterday. So we're seeing a huge investment in the copper belt Rabombwe in Lubambe Mine, and of course, this is something huge, something big that everybody else is thinking and clapping. The copper belt is happy. People were thinking this will never happen, but it's just happened now. They're going to sink, another shaft. Meaning more people are going to be employed. They're going to reinvest a lot of money into that shaft, and they're going to, of course, they're saying well advanced, technology in terms of mining and all that stuff. And the mining ore that actually been discovered is top grade, one of the highest that is out there. So that's why you're seeing all this huge investment, which is a plus, and which is good because one, the community, Chirabombwe, everybody will be happy. The miners are going to be employed, the youth are going to be employed, our mothers, their businesses will start thriving. Because if there are people who are going for work, which means they need something to eat, they need, some clothes, they need, so all these, communities and all these indirect industries are going to benefit. Of course, we're going to see huge, mining, contracts given to Zambians, local people. A huge, huge, huge plus. So Lubambe Mine, finally, it's been relaunched, and a lot of money has been invested in there. And of course, we just need to give kudos to, of course, the government, the Minister of Pokabuswe, of course, Chipoga Mulenga, and all the line ministers and everybody else involved. Yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah, your line cut off.
Yeah, yes, I think network issues.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ngaba light yagire ko kuyolo still.
No, here I think the load shedding. Here the power goes around 60-30, then comes back for 16 hours.
Oh, okay. Which is not bad. At least when you're at work, the time you're coming from work, there's electricity. At least that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So I was just talking about the Lubambe Mine. You know, the reinvestment in Lubambe
Yes.
Mine. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, that one I saw it. I think the president was there yesterday, and then I was asking myself,
Mhm.
how is this president works? Eh?
Mm. One of the hardest
I
working
don't.
presidents.
Yes. Do you really maybe can find the time to rest?
He
I
doesn't sleep.
don't know. Because he was in Livingstone before. Is it before the African Freedom Day? He was in
Yeah.
Livingstone.
Yeah.
Livingstone, I think back to commemoration of African Freedom Day, back again.
Mm.
Then I heard is in Copper Belt again. So when
Mm.
I was listening to his speech,
Yeah.
but is this president rest or what?
He doesn't rest. You know, he works hard. He's a worker. Even this is supposed to be his holiday. Actually,
Yes,
it's
because
supposed
that
to
is
be a
what I know.
holiday.
That he went for
Mm.
holiday, I think,
Mm.
before the
Yeah.
African Freedom Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in this Choma,
He went
and
first to his
then back to
he
Saka,
went.
back
Yeah.
again, then Copper Belt.
Mm. Mm.
Then I say, no.
Yeah, I know.
I think I
I
don't
know.
know if me I can manage. I don't know.
Those are, very strong. That's a Tonga bull. Very strong. But yeah, I mean,
Again tomorrow, again you'll be.
yeah, I
Then
know.
again back Monday, back
He'll
for
be
work
back
again.
to his farm. He'll be back to his farm. You know, auctioning. You know, his cattle. You know, and he's got an appointment with the church there. I mean, it's he works hard. I mean, so these are the kind of presidents that we need. You
So
know,
now
somebody that even.
I was
Go
wondering
ahead.
if maybe it took over from Mwanawasa. I think Zambia ngatulia patasi.
Yeah. If he was the one that took over straight from Wanawasa, yes, that could have been a better deal. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we would have been,
Because
would have reached
I've
it
never seen a
very, very
person
fast.
like him.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
Yeah. But Wakazia is here.
Yeah. So,
You're asking about Wakazia. Is here now. Basim Konda was asking, where is Wakazia? Wakazia is decided to run away today.
No, I'm just enjoying myself on the east coast of the Atlantic Ocean in Miramichi.
Uh,
I went fishing with one
nice.
of the best buddies around. So we are actually enjoying our
Uh,
time. But I'm around. I've seen the topics of the day. I thought it was tomorrow that we're
uh.
going to have this conversation.
No, how was it started? Mwala bana imwe.
So I guess now I'm like most of the things, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we've discussed most of them, but I think if Basim Konda wanted you to give an insight on Bill 7, the amendment, the debate there. That he wanted to hear what you have to say about that.
That one, I have a very strong opinion on it. I
Okay.
can never support constitutional amendment in that man. I would never do that. That is a disservice. You don't do things like that. that is crookedness. I don't like that. you don't. You see, you're supposed to consult people. Then you shortcut people and kind of like you cherry pick people that you're supposed to consult. Then you come back and say, "Oh, we've consulted the people." So I think the process is not even anywhere near. But it's arrogance of government. Usually governments, when they want to do things, they become arrogant. They never listen to people. Until when they're out, that's when they realize that, oh, this is not the way to do. Remember, this is the same. Most of the things were imputed. People talked about them, and the people are even shouting, they dancing day out. Now, today, you bring the same document before Parliament, and you want people to accept. And people have told you, most people, you can't just bank on your supporters to say, oh, they're the ones that should be able to say, oh, they've consulted, because the people that support you are the one that are saying the people, the people. You can't use your political power around the people that are your supporters to constitute only the people consulted. But anyway, when people have told you you don't want to listen, you can proceed in the way you want. That thing is something everybody has said no to because of the way it is being rushed. It is not clear. It's, a lot of things are not clear. So I don't know about some kind of how you want that constitution to be passed in the country. But anyway, we have seen this thing. This is a very typical of an African way of doing things. When people tell you don't do it, they change laws. All the people that are big supporters of UPND when you are in opposition, they're the ones that are telling you don't do it, but you're ignoring them. At that point in time, when you were there, you know, the president is on the record having to discuss it extensively, line by line, and even praising the Catholic Church. Today, the Catholic Church is telling you no. Are you listening to them? Anyway, so for me, it is a no, and if it is forced, so be it. People will decide.
Wasibu Konda.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Kazia. How are you and welcome? Yes, yes, I've heard. Yeah, I think for me, I want to understand. I think maybe to try to bring a bit of maybe argument. It's on between Bill 10 and Bill 7. Yes, we are saying the government is rushing to amend this. There was no consultation. I think maybe to have a healthy debate so that I think all of us we can understand it. So maybe I can pose a question. Because I was looking at Bill 10, the time the PF brought it. I think there was argument to say no, it's toward the election, they want to do whatever, whatever. And then this time around also this Bill 10 is toward the election. So maybe I want maybe to ask Vakazia, what was the reason behind to bring Bill 10 at that time? And also, it happened this time now. It's almost the same. The Bill 10 came in now. And then also the argument, the previous in that Bill 10, there was a consultation. And also this time, what we are arguing, we are not arguing on what is the contents of this bill. We are arguing about consultation. It's time toward the elections because of the economy and ABCD. But we are not explaining maybe to people what's really in bill 7, what does it what benefit is it bringing to people so that people understand it, and also we can make judgment. You are making judgment of this bill based on the process. So now, according to the constitution, what the constitution says, because last time people debated to say there was no proper consultation, this time around also there's no proper consultation. So now, according to the Constitution, what is the Constitution says when it comes for the consultation? What process is supposed to be done? At what time are we supposed to amend the Constitution? According to the Constitution, is there any specific what it says in the Constitution? Say this is the time that you have to start. If you want to amend the Constitution, you have to start at this time. And so the consultation, you have to start from these people. From this stage, you go to this stage, you go to this, and we reach all the consensus for everyone. What did the Constitution says? Thank you.
Is that my question? Wasimkon?
Yeah, it's a question I think for even Machanda. It's for everyone.
But you see, those are the things that how many times have even the government itself, which wants to do that, been the ones to even ask and answer those questions? Because you have asked a very critical questions that the government has been asking as a basis for which they refused the Bill 10, isn't it? So why should they do the same things that they refused? Because if you refuse, remember, Honorable given in the midst of justice at the time said, guys, what you refused today, we will haunt you. It's coming back. This what is progressive, it's very well intended, but you shut it down. And there was a huge party. The Honorable Minister also of Health was busy dancing. And you were saying, wow, Mwanko, you chose, you actually humiliated people for actually telling you. Then you come back. And then when people tell you, why are you doing it? And you say, oh no, first of all, why did we do it that way? Surely should we have a discussion on something that was done, discussed, and discarded? Then we say, no, why did we discard it? So that now we sort it doesn't work like that. And then number two is that there are basics like people said. You know? So
Okay, Vakazia. Vakazia. So now, yeah, according to what you said, when Bill 10 was, I think it didn't pass it through. I think UPND celebrated and whatever. And also the response that the former Justice Mr. Biden was given in Rovinda said, whatever you shut down here, it owns you. So is it not a plus now to PF to support it because now it's coming in this Bill 7?
You see, it can't be a plus if you brought it to the way it was discussed. It is just similar. Certain things have been included. And those are the things people are saying. When did you discuss about proportional representation and arriving at the number 3 for people with disabilities? Who did you ask for those 3 numbers? Because these are public discussions that must be held on the Constitution through the Constitution, what conference or whatever, the commission that the president would have appointed. President should have appointed the commission to go and ask the same questions that Putin was asking to the people. So that when it is coming back, he's saying, we had public hearing in Mongu, this is what they said. In Kasama, this is what they said. In Isoka, this is what they said. When did you do that? When did you have this delimitation that you want to do? How did you arrive at all those things? The things that you should go and ask people through a public hearing. Now, the Minister of Justice sneaks in 2 provinces and starts saying, oh, now I'm consulting people. You consult one chief, my chief worked as chief was on. I know him. Then you consult, did you consult Chief Chichimuku? Did you consult Chief Mabumba? Did you consult other chiefs? Which chief meeting did you have with all the chiefs so that you can come and say, oh, the chiefs in the province have agreed? You know, this is one thing that will affect the country in a very bad way if it's not done properly. Everyone is telling you this is not the way things are done. And you will know who's still done. But anyway, this is the arrogance of numbers and the arrogance of power.
No, let me chime in. Wasimu Konda, before you come in.
Okay.
Before you come in, Wasimu Konda, let me chime in. I think about Vakazia, you brought out all these issues, and you're saying who was consulted. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about the mixed representation. So we're saying that there's going to be 20 women, 12 youth, and 3 disabled or physically challenged people. How were those numbers come by? Okay, but if this is at the stage where we are, we're not saying that this is something that is that's it. Everybody should just accept it. No. That's why I was saying, like, look, can we discuss it? If you feel to say 3 is not a big number, is not enough, you can propose. But the thing is this, around 2, the narrative around this is saying is that it's been done abruptly, it's been done all this and all that stuff. People were consulted. It didn't just come up from nowhere. People were consulted, and as a matter of fact, like you are saying about Bill 10, UPND government said there are certain clauses that are good, and there are certain, clauses and articles that are not good. Okay, but for the most part, if we had to go through with Bill 10, because it would have, it would have been a bad bill altogether. So Syria Bill 10 compared to Bill 7. We just got what was good in the Bill 10, put it in Bill 7. I mean, mixed proportion is the same thing that they proposed. So why are they bringing questions or question marks on mixed representation, mixed proportion representation in parliament? It's the same thing they were bringing forward. Chavi, because in the favorite. You know, Chavi, because in the favorite we're forwarding this item.
But under.
Yeah.
Hello.
But Muneniva Kazia, Iria, it was in Bill 10 already. We just were saying that one that Bill 10, you're saying, yeah, 20 that Bill 10, Yari Quantum every summa. If you no, but if you
point out if you for the
yes, we did.
Did you also
and those are the same articles ought to become Bill 7.
You see, now have you listened to them?
Which friends? Which one?
Number one, you have to understand that you have raised issues to say, let's change and bring proportional representation and put the women there. You have been challenged by many people that is fake. The president has power to appoint people, but when they're appointing other people, I'm not going to what name. That the people that are getting appointed and the youth are still there. When you're adopting members of parliament, you are adopting the young ones. You're adopting the old ones again. As the women being adopted, then you say, no, we want to force. Don't force matters. Then number two, when you were told to say, consult people, why are you not having public hearings where you publicize the program for this? And who is chairing it? Who is the chairperson of this constitutional review process that you embarked on? It can't be the Minister of Justice. Understand? Even listen the Minister of Justice to go and say, oh, I'm going to consult Javan. Using which power? He's conflicted. He's going to push the narrative of the government. You need neutral people to push the process. So who is pushing it? Why are you having these meetings for? You don't push things this way. People told you, go back. Nobody has said you cannot amend the constitution. Nobody has said that. Everybody is unanimously agreed. But the way you are doing it and the time you are doing it is wrong. You want to increase the members of parliament from 150 to 291. People are telling you, do you understand the cost implications of those increases that you are doing? Who has done a study around that this is going to be justified? What is the financial cost? What are you guys doing? Are you able to listen and even have that conversation? You are not. You can't design a document and then come to me to say, oh, number 2 to land. Why are you not involving me in the process of making that document, which must be able to be discussed? I must be part of the conversation. And that is what people are telling you. Bring them to the conversation to say, what are the issues that you want to change? What you
do not,
you see, it is something that you know very well. You opposed it, and you had genuine reason to oppose it, and it failed because the process was. When you go back, you change the next day, you start doing the same thing. Everybody of you, the Minister of Information, the President himself, they have been on record of saying things the same way now. What are we doing to the children that we have? Surely, how do they have integrity like that? Change the law and see where it will take us. But for me, I've told you, this is my opinion. Other people can do theirs. I don't support it, and I cannot support the way it is being done.
Okay, can you check up a question? Bill 7. Finish if we play. Okay, what's wrong first of all? What's wrong with it? Just tell me what's wrong. Not that no, because the if you have enough from work, no, because we said that.
If I tell you what is wrong, are you going to accept that?
No, tell me, because how am I going to know if you're not going to tell me? You have to tell me so that I say and if it's true, I'll say well, it may be yes.
We needed to cover the boat.
What happened? Vakazia. I think Vakazia is busy fishing. Busy fishing. So Vasimukonda.
Claro.
Yeah. Vanani kind of busy fishing.
But service.
Yeah. It's busy fishing. I think it is to run away. But all in all, if you look at these issues, we told them like, look, Bill 10 had certain clauses that were good, and for the most part, most of them were bad. But it was a bad, or in total, it was a bad. If you had to agree with it, it would have done more harm than good. So what we're saying is, the same good ones that we agreed with, to say yes, this one is good, this one is good. Okay, quite mixed representation. And it was there. It is now in Bill 7. So, but the question is, what's wrong with this Bill 7? That's where my argument is. Just tell us what's wrong with it, or what article is wrong. What article does needs to be adjusted or corrected? Huh?
But if you look to ask about Kazia, but then the fact process, the number of MPs, it's a cost to the nation. But they wanted to introduce deputy ministers. It's not a cost.
Yeah.
It's a cost.
Yeah.
So I don't know when they say a cost. I don't know what the meaning when they say it's a cost to the nation, because they wanted to introduce the deputy ministers, which is also it was a cost.
So,
but that one also is not coming with any benefit when you introduce the deputy ministers compared to the increasing the constituencies. For example, like if you are 10 or maybe you are 5, then someone, for example, you are 6, then someone comes give you an orange. Or can you share this? We are going to share. I think we are going to divide into 6 parts. You will get a little. Then we say, okay, let's divide now. Instead of 6, let's divide it into 2. And then I'll give you 1 orange, the same. Then now we are going to divide half, which means now it's going to cut. I think I think we are going to see development, which means that money which is goes for constitutional development, it's going direct to the people and it's going to work for the people. So that is development. It's the same amount of. It's not mean that they are going to divide the money, but everyone will be receiving the equal amount of money. Then it goes there, which means now development compared to, for example, there's big constituencies and small constituencies, but you are getting the same amount of money. So you can't see development. For the other end to see development, it should take another 5 years. You say, that's why others will come and complain. But many government, if we are that's why development, because the other constituencies are too big. So that's why even Sata, when he came, he said, okay, let's delimit it. That's why I think we came up with this other district. and also another province, because some parts were too big to govern, like we give just one a member of parliament.
Mhm.
So that is a welcome move. So I
Yeah.
don't know, Bakazia, when they say it's a cost to the nation, I don't know.
Okay. So before hold your thought, and before Akazia comes in, let's welcome Brian. Brian, welcome to the show. Where
Yeah,
are you broadcasting live from? And introduce yourself.
I'm broadcasting from Canada, London, Ontario.
Nice.
And yeah, I've been in Canada for 18 plus years, and I work for Canada Life.
Oh, good, good, good. Welcome, welcome to the show. Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're pretty close. So we have Wakazia, former PS of Labor, and of course we got Wachitumba, Wasumkonda. Is our health practitioner here. Wasumkonda is in Zambia. Wakazia is in New Brunswick, and I'm here in St. Catharines. So the three of us are in Canada. So I don't know how far have you been listening to the program. I don't know if you're up to speed with what we've been discussing.
Yeah, I caught up a little bit at the end there, but I think I'm very like aligned with what's happening back home. Like I'm very close to, to the bill that's being debated right now, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
for the economic situation that's going on here. So
Okay.
I think particularly I was more interested in
Hmm.
everybody's thoughts about the bill, so the amendment of the constitution. So I did catch some of the comments there. So I was hoping
Mhm.
to give my 2 cents on that issue as well.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. I mean, you can go ahead. Just give your two
Yeah.
cents
So
on that.
so I think for me, like where I stand with that is, I think we have to ask ourselves the question to say, how many good MPs are there? Like if you look at like for example the MPs that are pushing CDF, I think there's a few that you can kind of pinpoint, like the one who used to be in the PF that's been kind of utilizing the CDF. Like there's not many of that. So I think for me where I stand is like if we push for more MPs and we're already lacking quietly, it's just going to be a cost to the government. I would much rather we increase the numbers on the ward councillor level, because those are the people that are more close to the community that are making the decisions on how they want to utilize the CDF funds. Yeah, so that's where I stand on that issue. I don't know if you caught that.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Yeah,
So,
did you catch my thoughts?
yeah, I was busy. So, can you just summarize what was it? I just had to deep down a little bit.
Yeah, so I think number one, I think like for me, I look at how many quality MPs do we have,
Uh huh.
right? Okay, and for me, when I look at quality MPs, the one that comes to mind is the one who used to be in PF. What's his name? Is it Sunday? Sunday?
Or Sunday.
Sunday Chanda, yes, Kanchivia.
Chanda Chande, yeah.
Kanchivia.
Kanchibia. So if
Yeah.
you look at what the Sunday channel is doing is Kanchibia, I ask
Mm-hmm.
myself this question to say, how many of those quality MPs am I
Mm-hmm.
seeing who are pushing, the envelope and making sure, like, our people are maximizing, the CDF, for example, because for me, that's a game changer, the CDF. I think that's going
Understand.
to develop our
Okay.
country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I feel like because we don't have enough quality MPs. I think if we increase the number, we're just gonna spend more money um, than adding quality. So I'll much rather we increase the councillors and the wards, because that's where I think those guys are more close to the community, and those are the guys that are pushing are on the ground and can make the right decisions. They are close to the people, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why I stand. I think it's a very costly adventure for us, especially where things are.
You know, I agree with you. I agree with you. Wakazi, I'd like to hear your thoughts on delimitation. You know, this is something that, of course, that has been talked about for some time now, and there's some, you know, advantages, disadvantages, but we want to hear your thoughts. Like, is this a good move? Is it, you know, something that's part of the Bill 7 that you can agree with when it comes to delimitation, as opposed
Yeah,
to deputy, is it deputy ministers, which was in Bill 10?
yes, I think there are a few things I can agree. Delimitation is not a bad thing; it's a good thing. It is also the question of how do you reduce the cost and create efficiency. Because one thing you people don't know is that when you get one member of parliament, do you know the cost associated to one member of parliament? It is like running two ministries. When you see the number of MPs that have been added to, it's like you add two full-fledged ministries. In fact, even probably more. Because you're talking about operationalizing their offices. You're talking about paying the people that are going to work with them. Then you're also the DSA, the midterm graduates and everything. So it is huge. I think it's good to delimitate, but then go slow on it. Don't go full throttle, and also agree on which constituencies are you going to do. But to just come, for me, it's okay to do that, but it's the way the things are being done. Most people are not saying you can't do what you want to do. You can do, but there are certain things that must be first made before we start having a conversation about delimitation, about proportional representation. There's something that we must do and agree. The challenge comes that if we do not agree, we are telling you, say, if you want to wait a minute, because we need to agree. Delimitation is a good thing, but how are you going to do it? And then what do other stakeholders, what are the stakeholders telling you about how it should be done? Agree, differ, argue, and then agree. Say, okay, we have agreed, this is what it is. But meanwhile, you divide the conversation where people give their opinions, divergent opinions, in a public space, not in private spaces. What I'm having a problem with is that these conversations about Bill 7, they are being done in private, private conversations rather than public. Because for me, I would have loved that, yes, let's do it. Create the consultative process through the opening, provincial meetings. And then we kind of say, oh, yes, this is the direction. But to just wake up and say, wait, let's start consulting. Chief, see, it is one chief talking. I have a problem with that. For me, I don't have no problem with the limitation. I have no problem amending constitution. It is the way it is done. So they are not doing it right, guys. So you better probably do things right.
Basimukonda.
Okay, thank you very much. And Brian Sakala, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I think on my view, when it comes for the delimitation, that's why I think maybe when you started um this program, I said I think it's there in the constitution where it says I think every after 10 years we have to do delimitation. And if we fail to do delimitation, which means we are injuring the constitution, what it says there. So now, I think
We are not injuring anything.
okay, let me
No,
finish.
go ahead, Basimukonda, go ahead.
Okay,
Finish
but
Okay,
finish
thank
your,
you.
your thought, your line of thought.
Yes. So now, I think I was listening the debate between the council, the two councils, which is
Oh,
Jonas Zimba and Zaza.
uh-huh.
Yes, and also I think there was there was a nice debate there. And I think the proposal of the member of parliament, I think as a point of maybe a point of correction, maybe it should be they propose to have 90, but they says maybe because of the finances, let's have what 55. That is what the government says.
Yeah.
Yes, so that now which means they're going to add 55.
Just a brief one, Rani. I may have to excuse myself because I'm with people and I have just to excuse myself. Say, guys, I have colleagues that we always share stuff to, have a conversation on, and these are, they obviously have been waiting for me to have my thoughts are, what I think. So if you see me offline and they say I'll start to join in, I may be off for the next maybe 10 minutes. Then if the conversation is still on, I will join again.
Okay. Okay, you want to be excused. Okay, Magazia.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So now, that is what the government says to say. I think for now, let's have what 50. I mean 55. So now, I think maybe coming to the point of Brian, where it says now we have to check in the quality of these MPs. I think that is where now I think my also argument is. Um, I don't know what we are doing to our own country. We can give examples to the country, which is Sunday. If Sunday is able to utilize the CDF, why these others they are failing? That is where leadership comes in,
Thank you.
which is
Thank you.
coming to us, the voters. So now, as voters, we have to be open up and know the people to vote in or to put in office. Is this person really can deliver for us? Or maybe this person is just going there because a lot of this member of parliament for the opposition, they follow what the PF says. If the leader says this, that is what they do. But what they are forgetting is that they are disservicing the constituencies. They are not doing anything to their constituents, to the people who voted for them. It's not a political party which is voting or is putting them there. No, it's us people who are voting for them. So if they are failing to, if they failed to deliver, why are we going to keep on putting the same people? And also we have to account these people that we are putting them in office. If they failed, why have you failed? So this delimitation is a welcome move, which means we are going to reduce these big constituencies. I can give you examples. There are constituencies in Lusaka, very big, and also there's a constituency in a rural area. And then you get the same amount of money. This constituency, the rural one and the town one, we need to see more development in rurals compared to those constituencies in town. Because there the economy is big. But here, what is surprising that a lot of these constituencies in rural areas, there's nothing which is happening. So it's us people and these people that we vote, and we have to change this mentality of voting wakwasu ni wakwasu. We have to change this mentality. It's not going to help us. We have to know this person really is going to deliver, because we're just putting there because I know this person, but really this person can deliver. That is another question. So it comes back to us, the voters, to know the person that you want. First of all, what do we want in this constituency? What do we want to see? What development do we want to see? Those voters, when they come now, I think let us not just go there. No, someone gives you a 50 kwacha. Yes, I'm going to vote for this one. These are the problems that you are going to do to see. Thank you. I submit for now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. So on the delimitation part, I think it chimes in well with the current government's vision of CDF. So if you follow how the government is working, they're trying to, marry the two, because CDF, like everybody has agreed, is a game changer, but how it's applied, that's one thing. Quality leaders is another thing. So when we find, big constituencies, that are struggling to deliver, to the people of Zambia. It's important to break them into maybe one or two or three, depending on the size. But that exercise comes from ECZ, and it's mandated actually in the constitution of Zambia, and it stipulates that every other 10 years the country needs to be delimited because you have to go and check and see. But this is a mandate of the Electoral Commission of Zambia, not the UPND. So the question is, people are saying the UPND is doing this because they want to make, their strongholds. That's where the donation will be, just on their strongholds. No, it's not. It's not going to come from the UPND, no, but it will come from every Zambian. So what's going to happen is they're going to get a sample, a sample of each and every party. They're going to present, the findings, but the ECZ itself will actually say these are the areas where we need delimitation to happen. It's not going to come from a political party, to come from the ECZ. So once they do that, then that's it. Then we say, oh, it's going to have from Northern Province, we're going to do this. From Wapra Province, we're going to delimitate that constituency. That's how it happens.
What
I
was
would not go ahead.
I just wanted to ask when Sata did the Muchinga province thing, did he follow the same procedure where ECZ were involved?
I'm not sure on that one. You caught me wrong. I don't want to say something that I'm not sure about. I don't know how he did it because the time that was happening, I was already here, so I'm not sure. Yeah, but I
I
know, yeah.
yeah,
Do you
I
have more
think
information on that one?
no, I don't. I just remembered because I was trying to look at the timeline because he said like 10 years they have the mandate to kind of realign the
Yeah,
constituencies. So I just thought of the Muchinga because remember we
yeah,
never used to have that, right? Um,
yeah.
I think from talking to people, I think
Give me 1 minute,
the
guys.
issue
Go ahead. Go ahead. Give me 1 minute.
the issue is that the timing. Sometimes I also feel like the timing plays a part, right? It's more like some people are gonna ask, "Hey, why now, right? Why are we pushing this now?" Because I think we deserve a lot more answers to what's been going on. Like what I fail to understand is we we haven't really had a proper conversation surrounding the gap filled by the US aid or the aid that we were losing, especially in key sectors like health, right? Like I feel like our energy should be centered more on that. I don't know if that makes sense. If you guys than like pushing for a costly adventure like at this point in time. I don't know.
Yeah,
For me that's why and I do understand the limitation is very important, but I think it's all about timing, right? Number one. Then two, I feel like if you look at the CDF, I don't know if you have been involved in the process where you apply for CDF. Like I'm part of this organization that supports widows in Livingston.
okay.
Like it's actually people like in the councillors, the ward. Those are the people who you are involved with. Those are very vital in the whole CDF process, right? And the
Mm,
MPs are never even there. Like they are
mm,
rarely there. They only come closer to the elections. That's when they want to be active and especially when they're about to pick up their midterm gratuities, right? So for me, I would like to see like how much are we spending on these MPs and
mm,
how much work are they actually doing to push the development agenda, right? Because I
yeah,
think though there's a big disconnect. There's just way too many MPs that are not present.
that's
There's
true.
just way too many. And the fact that like it's just a known fact that the more you add, the
Mm,
more disconnect it's gonna be. Like it's just it's just a reality. Like I just don't see it any other way.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm, mm.
I just don't. I just don't.
Okay. So you're
Yeah.
saying that it can be good, it can be bad. If we put in more, we might find maybe some bad eggs, or we may put some
We
people
get
who.
more bad eggs. We're just gonna
Yeah.
get more bad eggs. There's already enough bad
Mm,
eggs.
yeah.
So like I think
Mhm,
I'd go more granular. I would go more granular, right?
mm,
You know, the MP can still oversee. You know, let's say if you break up somebody's constituency, right?
mm,
If you break it into two, maybe increase you know, ward or councillors in that new one, but they're all kind of like upstream to the one MP, right?
mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think so. That's why these discussions are important, because we may pick on each other's brains, but to be honest, I think the new crop of leaders that we're going to have now that we want to include young people and everything, I think we're going to have leaders that are going to be leaders that are going to, want to work for the people of Zambia. Okay. So
Mhm.
mostly, like, I think the problem is there's a veil in most of these opposition leaders to say, I don't want to work because I don't belong to the current government. But they're
Yeah,
forgetting that, look, you're in that position because of the people. You're not on that position because of the UPND government. Even if you're in the opposition, just do your work.
yeah,
That's it. I mean, for you to make the government look bad, you're disadvantaging the people that put you in the seat. So, and people start losing their seats, they're saying, "Oh, the UPND government is influencing the people." No, it's you yourself. You're not working
yeah,
in your
not doing the job. Yeah.
constituency. You're not working for the people. So let them emulate, like all these Sunday Chandas and all these other independents that are actually just going there to say, "Look, people have voted for me. Let me go and work." That's it. It doesn't matter whether you belong to ABCD party, whether you belong to National Neka party, but as long as you have been put in place or in power or voted by the people, present them to the fullest. Utilize the CDF. Okay? That's it. That's what you need to do. I mean, people were complaining. We got all these big politicians from all these big places. They're like, oh, here I've never seen our minister, because once they vote for them, they get a house in Lusaka. That's it. They never go back. They only go back when it's time for elections. So they never hear what the people want. They say, we want roads, we want this, we want clinics. There's nothing. CDF is being given, it's untouched. It's like you got money in the account, but you're not doing any project. So what does that mean? Like, the money CDF has been given to you, but you're not doing any project. The money just sitting in the account. So, you know, I mean, it's a huge disappointment for most of these leaders, especially in the opposition. Yeah. Vasim Konde, you got something to say before we wind up? Vasim Konde, are you there? So yeah, I think we're going to wind up. All right, close to the podcast. Okay. So we're gonna wind up, guys. Join us next week. About Brian, if you
Mhm.
can just exchange your number, and let's exchange numbers.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Just in the chat here.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, in the chat, you can just send your chat, and then you know, and then we can communicate and coordinate, and then we carry this program, and then see what we can be doing. Let's work with each other. You know,
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
especially here in Canada, there are not so many people that are talking politics or developmental issues. Everybody shies away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A lot of people do, but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people like in Ontario that is during the elections, people,
Mm.
were raising money to help the MPs, be it laptops and whatnot. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
already like, people that are involved, but I think there's obviously been a disconnect since we ushered in the
Mm.
UPND. A lot of people just kind of disengaged because
Yeah.
they thought the work was done. But I think it's important to have, these conversations. We have to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
keep
Yeah. It's good to have
going
a
and
platform,
mhm.
so that we can invite a lot of people that can come here and,
Yes,
and,
yeah,
and we can discuss, in case we got something that we need to do, we can come here and discuss it and,
yeah, for
and
sure.
get
Yeah, I know a lot of people
mm,
that
mm.
really really are involved and they would want to share their views. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So, Vasim Konda, you can give your last remarks before we close.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I think my last remarks on this one. I think when we have issues, especially like this, I think we have to engage in a proper debate. Yes, because from the reception when this is started, the issues of amendment, I think there was a lot of debate which was not maybe even making necessary, and it's confused almost everyone. So I think the ruling party, the opposition, you have to come together and see how we can work as a team, because this is a country and everything which we are doing, it's for the benefit of those people who put us in offices, not
Mhm.
the those my political party that we are affiliating to. No, what you have to engage is the benefit of these proposed amendments. For example, delimitation, what does it mean? What benefits? Mixed proportions, what does it mean? Those are the debates that you have to teach people. But what you are talking about, it's the timing, you have road shedding. Yes, road shedding is there. Problems will be there. It's not the first time that we are going to face this problem. We are going to face more problems. Is it mean that we are going to stop so that we concentrate in these other problems? No, we have to do this because this is what is making us to remain behind. Money should go to the people and should work for the people. So when
Mm.
things comes, I think you have to agree as a team. This is good. Let's move on. Not time. Yes, time. So yeah, okay. I don't know this fear that we have. We have that fear of unknown. Okay, yes, this bill comes this time around. If it's done, what problem is going to cause? If it's toward the election, what benefit is going to bring to us? But what we are just assuming maybe they're trying to bring this, which is not even there. So we have that just fear of unknown, which is bringing out a lot of problems, a lot of arguments. Let's wait until elections. Because during also PF, they brought it toward elections. Today now they are on opposition side, they say, no, why are you bringing toward the end of elections? Then I don't know. So I think we have to engage in a
Yeah.
proper so that we teach people, because that is a responsibility of each member of parliament to educate people. What does it
Mhm.
mean when they say this, so that people understand? So people now they started now arguing. They're just now arguing based on what other people they are saying. No, it's
Mhm.
too early. There's no consultation. We need consultation. We have to go province by province. Yes, we go province by province.
Okay, Vasim Konda, we
Yes.
need to go.
So
We need to wind up.
yes. Thank you
We
very
can go
much. I
on
think
and
that is
on.
my end.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us to this podcast. Let's come again next week and discuss other topics. But of course, we'll be in touch during the week. We can always strategize and see how better to deal with these issues. Thank you very much, and thank you, my brand, for joining us.
Yeah,
And you
sounds
guys
good.
have yourselves a lovely afternoon. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye.